It's time for the Salt and Sass podcast, when we share our love for the wonderful world of board games with you, whether you're a gaming veteran or just starting your tabletop journey. Welcome to episode 98. Mandy, we got to get on this. We're almost at 100. Wow. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Mandy. I know, 100's a lot.
Wow. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Can you believe it? Almost 100. Wow. Wow. I mean, combined with when we used to host Dice Tower, it's way more than that. But, you know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of our little show, making it to 100. And I know that I have one little surprise from our friend Ben that we're going to do on episode 100. And we'll have to figure out a few other things. And it'll be great. But fun show, a little off format, not terribly so, but we're going to try to speed through some of the front because, hey-oh, Gen Con is coming up in Dos weeks. So,
did you say Dos weeks?
I did.
Like,
I don't know.
Pardon?
I don't know.
Is it semana? Because in French, it's deux semaines, so I'm thinking in Spanish, it's dos semanas. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
That's my guess.
My Dora the Explorer exposure is failing me miserably. Apologies. But yeah, I mean, it's in 2 weeks. Now, we do have an episode that drops on Wednesday, but we figured it would actually be more fun to get this episode out a little bit earlier so people can check out the list. Also, so that y'all listening out there can drop your thoughts to us, because I want to hear your feedback before I get to Gen Con, because, oh my gosh, conventions are just so bonkers for me now. I need all my friends to guide me on what to make sure I don't miss out on. So
that's fair. Valid.
Gonna, talk about that. And our game pie is our supersized Gen Con anticipation game pie. Mm-hmm. But Mandy.
Yes?
I know we got stuff to talk about because also the Steam summer sale just ended. And I know I couldn't resist picking up a couple things. And knowing you. So what else do you have to update me on before we talk about games?
Well, it's been I'm going to be honest with everybody. It's been a terrible week. I've just had a lot going on. I haven't been able to play as many games as I would have liked. I did buy a lot of games, so hopefully I will get to those games. You know how I buy a game. It has to be like $3, $4. I got a lot of those. But anyway. We'll get into those another time, but I just wanted to update. I finished the game, The Thaumaturge, and it was pretty good.
Okay.
I have to say. Now, my ending was terrible. I thought I was going to have this great ending. I don't want to give away too much in case people want to play it. I was not alive at the end of my story. I ended up being taken out back and shot. Let's put it that way. Sorry. I probably should have started off with a warning. I was also surprised because I was like, then I was like, oh no, this is going downhill very fast. I thought I was doing the right thing. I called out bad behavior in the game. I said, no, this person is evil. Well, this is what happens when your tech tree, you don't focus and you just put your points in everything. Instead of focusing, I did that, and unfortunately, it means I didn't have a high enough level to argue for myself to say, I'm right, believe me, and the dark forces won. I was so upset. No, you don't understand. I was upset for like 2 days, because I was like, this is a terrible ending, but I don't want to play it again, because I'm mad. Anyway, so now I'm in a bit of a funk, because I want to get into another game, but it takes me, is anybody else like this? It takes me a minute before I could get into another game. It has to I don't know. I got to build up to it and then I'll get into it, but I'm a little upset about it.
I can understand that. I mean, it sounds like you really enjoyed it. So
it was good. I like the story.
Coming off of that, I get that.
Yeah. And, the last thing I want to talk about, I'm keeping it really short today, a huge, ginormous shout out to Slivers. This is a friend of mine, also a listener of the podcast, also is very supportive of us on streams and the podcast. Anyway, shout out to you, because my computer was not having it the other day. I had to do a wipe, reinstall Windows. I still have to rebuild my Stream Deck. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. It's going to be hours of work that I have to put into some things. But Slivers, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day. He did this, offered, volunteered to help me do this, to provide some sort of payment, even though he didn't ask for it, I am 3D printing him this RPG box that I also printed for myself, but his is way nicer than mine because I've worked out all the kinks. Anyway, that's just added to the things he's helped me with before. So huge thank you. Really appreciate you.
Slivers is the best. That's awesome. And I've seen your RPG box. That thing is cool.
So good.
Very
so good.
cool. I picked up a few games on the Steam Summer Sale. Haven't really had a lot of time to dig into them too much, but 2 games that I picked up that I really I enjoyed my first tests of them is Esoteric Ebb.
Oh, that's on my wish list.
Yeah, so that was kind of a choose-your-own-adventure RPG thing where you pick your attributes and your traits, and you're kind of worming your way. It's like almost point-and-click adventure, too, where you find things, pick up things, you'll have encounters. Spoiler alert, I ended my first run dying because I got caught up in a rope trap and I kept on failing my strength rolls to pull myself up because I had leaned into dex and not strength. So wah wah. But I liked it. I like the atmosphere of it. I like the gameplay of it. It feels more point and clicky. I'll see if as I get deeper into the game how the RPG elements and building up your character go. But if those escalate as I play, I think I'll really, really enjoy Esoteric Ebb.
Yeah, that's been on my list for a while.
The other one I picked up is Forbidden Solitaire.
Oh, I picked that up too. I think I saw you picked it up and it was like $3 or something.
And I've played it for like an hour, and it is solitaire. So it is solitaire, but it does have that creepy vibe. It's Forbidden Solitaire. So the premise is like you found this old disc from like a Windows 95 computer, and you put it in, and it's got like the cheesy graphics and stuff like that, and it's like it's a copy of the game that was forbidden from existing after, because people were playing Forbidden Solitaire and dying and things like that. And so it does what's not Inscription. So it has a bit of that Inscription vibe where you're in the game and there's creepy, scary things happening, but it's got that DOS ROM kind of aesthetic to it. It is solitaire, so you get different solitaire layouts, and it's add cards to the stack. But then there are wilds that come out that do different actions. You get relics essentially that give you permanent upgrade powers or abilities and things like that. And it's solitaire. You kind of progress through the levels and try to win, and I like it. What I like about it is it requires very little thinking.
Right.
What I don't like about it is the relics I mentioned. When you come up to it, the graphic is of your hand.
Okay.
And the relics are gems. And they literally implant them in your hand in a very graphic, bloody way. Like if somebody just dug a hole in your hand and slammed the gem into it. It's cartoony and pixelated, but I'm a little squeamish, so I'm like, every time it comes up, I'm like, oh god, no. So there's that. But
thanks.
If you want, a fun solitaire thing, a bit of a story, and Forbidden Solitaire, I'm enjoying it.
That sounds fun.
There you go. All right, so no crowdfunding. Oh boy. Someday, Mandy, you and I are going to have to do a separate off-cycle show just about the world behind crowdfunding, right? Maybe we can even get a friend to come on. Yeah, and get a friend to come on and talk about, because I don't want it just to be my perspective, but somebody else with their perspective on what it is really like to run these campaigns that so many of us back, but a lot of us have a lot of feelings about them, whether people get upset about the stretch goal system or the FOMO or the limited editions, or something other people get upset about no stretch goals or not enough value, or I'll just wait for retail, but I think that a lot of people who back games haven't necessarily had a chance to run a campaign and don't have a lot of insights into what it takes. And I'm telling you, oh my good gravy.
It's
a lot.
It's
a lot.
I've seen you do it, and you're looking at this point, I just want to get the thing that I backed, because I have a few where I'm just like, did they just take everybody's money and run? Because
there are a couple of those, Yeah.
There have been, and lately it's been books. I've been backing a lot of RPGs or solo RPGs or game books and things like that, and it's been happening a little more than I would like.
That might be a fun little chat. And it's funny. I was at Origins and I met, not funny, but it was nice because I met
not funny, haha, but funny. Like, oh, this happened.
It was nice. I met a new publisher from a game called Luminous. It's a it's a LTC. It's like it's not a CCG. Like, it's not collectible in that way.
Right.
But, it is like they have different sets of cards and you can, they'll release more over time and you can build your collection, but it's not like you're chasing, they're kind of pre-canned, kind of like, Arkham Horror or things like that.
Yeah.
And, they have this new thing. One of their designers is like a Magic World Champion and that kind of thing for this game called Luminous. And I got to talk to them a lot at Origins, in part because we were talking about what they were doing to run their first crowdfunding campaign and all the details of it. And they are so nice. And they were just the nicest folks. And so, like, they were trying to be really smart, but they were also really enthusiastic and really amped up. And I love that energy because I've run 13 campaigns now, 12 campaigns now, right? And I'm not super jaded, but it's kind of not new or fresh to me.
Sure.
And then to talk to Colin and his colleagues about their first campaign and what it was taking and seeing their energy and their openness to learn and it was quite nice. And Colin was like, oh my gosh, after I met you, I was listening to an episode of your podcast and I love you guys. And so, maybe we'll have Colin on and talk up his team sometime. So
good idea. Absolutely.
It'll be fun to get a different
That'll be an episode, I'm sure. I'm excited.
Well, yeah. But until then, we'll pass on any crowdfunding campaigns today. And just get into a couple of games we've been playing before we get to the Gen Con goodness.
Before we dive in, I won't get into it because we were talking about it off screen, but there is a crowdfunding campaign. It has not launched yet, but I know you and I will both be looking at it, and it is Rosalie, and it is another Uchibakoya game. Looking forward to seeing more about that. So it's not out yet, but just as an FYI, if you like Uchibakoya games, you might be into that one. We shall see. Okay. I know. It helps me because if I'm spending money, maybe everybody else needs to spend it too.
You're a bad person. All right, let's talk about a couple of board games. All
right. Well, it's a bit light for me this week, but I knew we were going through Gen Con stuff, so I didn't want to get into a heavy game. So I did have another one, but it would have taken up quite a bit of time, so I'll save it. Bank it for next time. This is a game that I don't own, but my friend Tracy had, and she said she had bought it, funny enough, was it Gen Con? I think she had bought it at Gen Con or PAX Unplugged one year, and I have not seen it out and about too much, and it's called Community Garden. I don't know if you've heard of this one. Suzanne? No, yeah, I hadn't seen it either. Okay, and it's designed by Brian Van Slyke, and art is by James Fernhaber, and it's published by the Tessa Collective. I don't know this group at all, but I don't know, maybe you have heard of them. And it plays 2 to 4 players, plays about 45 to 60 minutes, and I couldn't find a price other than their site, and it says about $48, I believe Canadian, I could be wrong, on the Tessa Collective site. So, Community Garden, it's a card game, and it is actually very straightforward, but it was still really fun. So, you're going to have a board that's going to house mostly cards and action spaces as well, where you're going to be able to go to collect resources. That's literally the board. And you will have, and then there's some decks that will be available to refill the board and so forth. And then each player has their board, and that board will contain, have spaces for you to hold all your resources and keep track of that sort of stuff. You'll also have little pieces that you're going to use on the board, and you only get a set amount of actions per round based on the amount of pieces that you have. And what you're trying to do in the game is you're trying to collect these resources I was telling you about, so water, compost, seedlings, etc. And you're trying to collect them so you can play out your garden cards. So I believe you start with some, and the garden cards have colors on them, so the framing of them might be pink or red or whatever. And the reason why that's important is because you want to try to collect sets of cards, which will allow you to get other cards that have points on them. So that's just another way that you can do them. But these garden cards have objectives on them that you'll be able to fulfill based on the resources that you're collecting. On the board, there are also other cards that will help you in the game that you can acquire. It's an action space to go there, and it might be something like get 3 of these resources and everybody else gets 1 or something like that. So they can also be very helpful as well. Getting the different colored sets of cards, I think if you get like 1 of each color, I think there are 4 colors, then you'll be able to grab a card from this pile of cards that are points. So you don't know what is random, but you get to take one and that'll be points for you at the end of the game. The cards themselves also have points, the objective garden card. So you'll get that in addition to all these other points that you collect. And I think a certain type of resource at the end of the game is also worth points. It's only 7 rounds, and that's the goal. You're just trying to place to get resources on the board. Now, bearing in mind, there is another type of resource that you can use to help you pay for a spot. So like if somebody's in a spot and you need to go there, you're going to end up having to pay them a resource to go to that spot and so forth. So it does get a little expensive in that regard. But after 7 rounds, game's going to be over, and then you're going to count up all your points based on those point cards you have or your garden objective cards that you've received. That's it. That's really it. So there's no blocking really, but it does tend to be expensive, right? If you're trying to go to an action space, especially if you need a certain resource and you're like, oh, it's full, I need to get there. But it's not a super high scoring game, but it definitely does give opportunity for you to try and take other ways. Like maybe those cards that help you, those might be beneficial for you instead of really focusing on, okay, I got to get all these objective cards here. Like you're fighting with people for things, just focus on this resource or maybe look for cards in this particular resource while other people are doing it over here. So kind of have to balance that out. At first I was like, I don't know. This seems like it might be like too like easy. You know what I mean? Like I was not going to be interested. Don't get me wrong. It's actually very straightforward, streamlined. Like the rules are not challenging, but I still had fun with it. It was definitely on the lighter side, but it definitely was like, well, I see y'all are doing this over here. I'm going to try and focus on this resource. But then someone can see and be like, oh, really? Well, I also need that resource. I'm going to make you pay for it. So I'm going to go there first. It makes you have to, like every other game, right, make those hard decisions of like what you want to focus on. So I don't think the game is meant to be like a super brain burning game, but it is like light decision making. And the theme is super cute. It's garden related. So even though I would never garden in real life because I hate bugs, but I like the concept of it in my mind. So for me, I was really grateful for Tracy for showing this game to me because I had not seen it before. And I definitely think there's a group of people that would enjoy something of this level. So Community Garden, I really thought it was cute.
That is cool. And I hadn't heard of it. And
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of the Tesla Collective. So while you were talking, I was looking it up.
Sure.
And I mean, this is cute. They're like, they've been around for a decade and they're a worker owned publisher that makes games. Like they seem to have some kind of, they feel like they're trying to be purposeful, and they have like games like Space Cats Fight Fascism, Strike, the game of worker rebellion, Co-opoly, a
So
game of
explains why
skill
Tracy
and
picked this up.
solidarity where everyone wins or everyone loses. So it's interesting. It's interesting. And then there's the garden one that you were just on, Community Garden, and it looks very cute. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think you'd like that.
Oh, that's nice. And it's funny because, Mandy, actually, before I go into my game, I'll just yammer on. You reviewed World Order recently.
Yes.
And of all things, I got to play it with my friends Jason and Carrie. Thank you, Jason and Carrie, for teaching it. And I was a little leery because I am not into hegemony. Just to be flat out, it's just not my theme.
Sure.
And I have nothing against the game that I know of or anything like that. It's just, I think from seeing other people play it, they've implemented that theme so intensely that I just don't think I'd feel great about taking certain actions, about crushing people's spirits or, crushing worker rebellions or things like that.
Yeah, there are definitely certain ones I like playing better in that game.
I struggle separating the art from the artist. And sometimes if the theme is really off-putting, I just, to me personally, I'm not into it. Flash forward to World Order. They wanted to play it. And sometimes those games that are kind of sensitive or a little touchy, I'm very finicky about who I will play them with.
Of course.
And, Jason and Carrie are good friends of mine, and I trust them, and we have a really great kind of dynamic when we play games. So I knew, even if World Order kind of skirted thematic things for me, that I was with people that wouldn't
feel comfortable.
Make that worse, right?
Yeah.
So we played World Order, and I will say I really enjoyed it. The theme was disconnected enough. It was, I think the broader global scale of it just makes it so much more conceptual to me than
Right.
more grounded or in touch for me. And the card play where you have cards that give you actions, and it is like the area control, the different elements. You're taking military actions or diplomacy actions, things like that. I won play through 6 rounds. I won primarily playing diplomacy as the U.S. The irony. And I really, really enjoyed it. Plus, to what you were saying in your review, Mandy, it did feel very approachable. Now, with the teach, I do think it took us over 3 hours to play.
Yeah. Oh, I believe that. 100%.
But it did not feel like 3 hours to me. It was snappy. I was engaged the whole time. It wasn't convoluted. Like, it really worked for me. So I really enjoyed my play of World Order. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, I don't own it. I played their copy.
Sure.
I don't know if or when I'll get to play it again, but I would. I absolutely would play it again. I really liked it. So thanks for...
Oh, that's great.
Well, listening to you, Mandy, kind of when Jason and Carrie were like, do you want to play this? Having heard you talk about it, I was like, Mandy said this stuff, I'd be willing to give it a try. So thank you for that, too.
No, it's good. And coming back to Hegemony, I liked Hegemony personally, but I like you, I mean, and Isabel, if you're listening, I know her too. We like to play the working class. And it's great because then we can chant things like, hell no, we won't go. Yeah, we get into role play, so, you know, it's a little different.
And yes, and that's where, like, I probably would stop enjoying it as much.
Sure.
That's all. But that's me.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I like to play certain, like I did try to play the capitalist in that game, and I was like, oh, this feels icky. So I much prefer to play the working class or something like this.
Sure.
But yeah, but definitely I'm glad to hear that you got to play World Order, because I definitely think it'll be more approachable for a lot more people.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, the one game I'm going to talk about before we get into our whole Gen Con game pie is Torchlit. Torchlit is one of the small box games from All Play. It is a trick-taking game designed by David Spalinsky with illustration of Harry Conway, Phil Rinda, and David Spalinsky. 2 to 5 players, and it's a dungeon delve. To me, it's more of a dungeon delve driven by trick-taking.
Okay.
So you're going to have a deck of cards, 0 through 9, I think. Okay. And then you have a placard, which looks like a little dungeon door that you create a row of. And each one of them is numbered 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down, right? So you line those up and you each get a player meeple and you put it on the 0. And then you get dealt your hand of cards. And you're going to play the trick-taking game. Cool. So the first thing that you are going to do is look at your hand of cards and pick a quote-unquote torch card. Okay. This is a card, you put it face down on your player board. The number on the card indicates the placard that you want to end the round on.
Okay.
So if I say, number 4, boop, at the end of that round, I want to be sitting on the number 4 placard. Okay. So that's your torch. And you're not playing it. Then you start there are fantasy-themed suits, so dragons is the Trump suit, and it's very nice production. So the dragon, what I like to say, foiled the dragon cards, so they're red, and you got the shiny, you really knew it was a powerful card. It's a must-follow trick-taking game, so if somebody leads a shield, you must follow with a shield if you can. Yeah. You can play a dragon. You can lead with a dragon. If you lead with a dragon, players around you can play any suit, even if they have dragons, which is important because ducking and dodging and timing your card play is critical in this.
Absolutely.
After you play the trick, a few things happen. Whoever won the trick gets to move their pawn down the row.
Okay.
Then any player who played a card matching the value of the card that won the trick. Okay. So if, Mandy, you played an 8 and you won the trick, and I played an 8 of another suit, I lost the trick, but I matched your number. You played an 8, you won. Yes. I played an 8, I also get to move.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then, so you take care of all the winners. Then the loser of the trick gets to place the cards into the relevant dungeon rooms.
Okay.
So 1 per suit. Which means if you and I both played shields, the loser gets to pick one of those cards to put back to the row. the place it goes is the placard that matches its value. So all the 5 cards will always go under the 5 placard. All the 6 cards will always go under the 6 placard. All the zeros will always go under the 0. So if I'm choosing between a 6 and a 5, I'm kind of thinking through, my brain is going, where am I going to land my meeple on? Because those cards that are in that room at the end of the round are going to be points. Then the person who lost the trick leads, which is huge. Because in so many trick-taking games, it's the person who won that gets to lead. The loser gets to make kind of a critical decision about where these cards go, and then they get to lead. Okay. Cool. So you play through your hand. So then cards are building up under these placards. Different players are moving down the row. Before you play the very last trick, you can look at your torch. And if you want, you can swap your torch for the card you have in your hand.
Okay.
So if I played the 4 torch, but I'm on 5, and I have a 6 in my hand, I could swap them and play my 4 instead and hope I land on the 6 kind of thing. Like, it's just a choice you can make before you play that last trick. You play the last trick, you end up where you end up. Then you score the round. And you basically score points for where you are on those placards. So if you're on a placard, dragon cards under a placard are worth 2 points. Other cards are worth 1 point, that kind of thing. And if you guessed correctly, if you played the right torch and you landed on that placard, you get 3 points as well. You play through 3 rounds of that, and most points wins. Okay. I'm not sure how much of that came across in the podcast. And certainly, if you don't know how to play a trick-taking game, chances are if you listen to us, you know how to play a trick-taking game. But if you don't, none of that made sense. My apologies. This is not a trick-taking game for a beginner. Although, arguably, it does subvert some norms enough that even experienced trick-taking players may struggle with it a little bit. Okay. Because, like, the loser leads and all this other stuff, and that card matching is a big deal. Woo! So, going back to conversations that we've had, 1, first play experience is really important to how you value a game, I think. And then 2, picking games that match your group can be really, really important. So I played 100%. Torchlit with 2 different groups, and I had 2 fairly different experiences with it.
Oh, interesting.
One group mostly was okay with it. One person didn't really love it. And another group was like, this is great. I love this, right? Whoa. And, same game, that kind of thing.
Right.
Where it gets tricksy. So some of the things about it that I enjoyed, about Torchlit that I enjoy, is it does, the way the gameplay works, you have to rethink how you evaluate your hand. To me, so much of trick-taking is evaluating the cards that you were dealt with and then optimizing around that. Here, the value of cards really switches up. That card matching and the way that dragons work can really change. So all of a sudden, I may value a mid card better because I think I'm going to try to match somebody else that plays. Like, they're going to win. Or if they, whatever, things like that. So you're really rethinking all of that in an interesting way. And then timing is really critical, right? Because if you can match, like understanding, if you think they're going to win, do you match that and that kind of thing? Right. And I like all that. I like the dungeon delve. I like the theme. The production is lovely. You get little custom wooden meeples for your player pawns and stuff like that. It's a nice production, compact game. Plays 2 to 5. I have not played it 2. That would be interesting. I think, I don't know. I haven't played the 2-player mode.
Okay.
Where some players got very, very frustrated was their feeling that they had no control. Because they could move even if they didn't want to. And that last trick where if you are like, I'm awesome, I'm on the 4 and I have a 4 torch, I'm going to get 3 points. And then you randomly place the last trick. You have no control over that. And you just happen to play a card that matches the card that wins trick, you're moving.
Right.
And that made some players very unhappy. I talked about it a little online, and that was feedback I saw from other people as well. They really, the concept of not feeling like you had a lot of agency or control as you played came up from a few people that said they played it.
Okay.
And I actually understand that. And if you are a perfect information trick-taking purist, this is probably not the game for you.
Oh.
I almost didn't look at it as a trick-taking game so much as what I said at the top of my bit. It's a dungeon delve driven by trick-taking mechanisms.
Right.
As a dungeon delve, if you kind of thematically accept that and treat it more like this dungeon delving adventure where stuff can happen and you never know, and like me failing my strength rolls on Esoteric Ebb, right? Stuff happens.
Right.
Wah, wah. It's not a super heavy game. This isn't going to take you 2 hours to play or anything like that either. So depending on your tolerance for that quote unquote lack of agency, depending on how much you like to experiment and change up traditional trick-taking standards, and you like to explore that and see what a different game can do with those standards and twist and subvert them, I think is really going to determine if you should check out Torchlit or how much you're going to enjoy Torchlit. I personally really enjoy subverting norms and trying those new things. I accept that randomness. I don't disagree that there was some lack of control.
Okay.
I will say, though, part of that is on the player to mitigate that earlier on. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have perfect control, but I think there's some stuff as you evaluate your hand and timing your card play. Yeah, you think about that. But I personally really enjoyed Torchlit. I like what it was trying to do. It's not going to be for everybody. But for me, I really liked it. So that's Torchlit.
Nice. Okay. I haven't tried this one, so this will be, I mean, it's trick taking. So 100% that I need to check this out. So I'm a lot excited to try it.
Excellent. And I don't know, I can't even figure out, is there any trick taking games at Gen Con that I'm anticipating? I can't remember. I'll have to look.
Well, I think there'd be a couple.
Oh, I think there is one. Okay. Let's get to it because yay, Gen Con.
Exactly.
All right, Mandy. Game Pie, supersized Game Pie, our Gen Con 2026 anticipation. We just go to the Board Game Geek preview and scan the titles and mood, whims. I tried to pick things that haven't already been available.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for things that you could pick up, but there were a lot of things that were only demo only.
Yeah, I was going to say I have a couple that are like that.
I will also note, Mandy, that it's about like 2.5, 3 weeks out from Gen Con.
Yeah.
The preview list had 565 titles on it as of our recording.
Yeah.
That's like half
of
what you would have seen 2 years ago.
It seemed really light because it used to take me a while to get through that list.
Not only is it light, but like there was like 25th Century had a ton of games on it. That's not a criticism. It's just they had a ton of games. But sometimes what 25th Century is doing is they are distributing and making available games that were available in other countries earlier.
Right.
Or doing reprints. And you were definitely seeing a few games that had multiple listings from different publishers because, you know, one had rights in another's place, but they're both coming to Gen Con, that kind of thing. But 565, like, I swear, we've done these lists every year, and 2 years ago we were like, oh, it's got 1,100 titles on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I will point out that just behind the scenes, because I work with Restoration Games and I've had to submit titles to this list before, this year they did change how games got on the list. So previously, Eric Martin would, he built the list basically, and you'd work with him to get it in there. He's since left Board Game Geek and has his own site now, but now it is a self-serve thing. So if you want your game on this list, you have to add it yourself, but you have to be listed as a publisher officially in Board Game Geek to do that. So you have to go through a little extra hoop. First of all, you have to know that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Then you have to make sure you are properly tagged in their system as a publisher.
Exactly.
And then you have to manually enter it.
Yeah, more of a
which
process.
is very, very different from literally every other year that list has existed. So I'm betting some of that contributed to the reduction in titles, but
For
not
sure.
all of it. You don't cut your list in half just based on admin. So I don't know what that says. Like,
We'll see what
it's curious, but it is notable. But I think we still found some games to be excited about.
We did.
So, Mandy, with all my ramblings, would you like to go first and serve up the first slice?
I will. Now, I did this mostly on vibes. It was a lot of vibes, a lot of, this looks cool. There's the thing in here that I like, so take these ideas with a grain of salt, but that's well, what am I saying? That's how I generally look at games. What I want to buy, I'm like, it's vibes, purely vibes. Okay, so the first slice of my Gen Con anticipation game pie is Three Witches, and I believe you may have seen this game, Suzanne, or played this game, because I almost scrolled by. I'm like, I mean, I do like the Three Witches from Macbeth. Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, my favorite. So I'm thinking that's what it is. But it is trick taking. So you were like, it's a trick taking game. I'm like, what? And this is published by All Play. And I think you are familiar with the designer as well.
Yeah, Corey Young. He also designed. Oh shoot, what's the game? It's Renegade published it, and you're in space, and you're going around the orbit, and you're. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, he's a really nice guy, nice game designer. Three Witches is 3-player only, and it has this interesting thing where whoever's the lead is playing against the other 2 players in combination.
Okay.
The lead witch plays 2 cards, the other 2 players play 1 card each, and then they battle against each other. It's got a twist to it, and it's got really cute art. I like the art from Sai Beppu on it. And I think it's only like $10. So
I mean, yeah, it looks cute. I mean, I'll be honest, 2 versus 1 battle, I'm like, oh, that's not really my thing. But I do like trick taking, and I'm always curious to see how it plays out. So in this particular case, I mean, I would just be curious to see how that works in this game. So 3 Witches, trick taking. I mean, trick taking battler. So we'll see how it pans out.
I like it. First slice up for me is a game called Orbita. This is being published in the U.S. by 25th Century Games, who we just talked about. It was originally published by Korea Board Games. And man, Mandy, I gotta get in with Korea Board Games. How am I,
exactly,
a Korean woman, like, talking about games for a dozen years, not in with Korea Board Games? I gotta fix that. But
you do.
Orbit, originally published by Korea Board Games, now it's been picked up by 25th Century Games. I'm super excited about this one. 2-player game where you're kind of going head-to-head, card play, hand management, a kind of a clever thing where the winner doesn't want to win by too much, kind of like with Fox of the Force. Like, you have a threshold, and if you pass it, you actually are doing worse. So having to make really tight, good choices in those moments, I like that kind of thing. I always like 2-player only games because I think the player count really helps designers focus and hone their design. So Orbita, 25th, plus it's gorgeous. Yeah. Orbita, 25th Century Games. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, this one looks really good. I saw it on your list, so I was like, something that I might like as well. My second slice of pie, well, I saw this game and didn't think anything of it, but I own the original one, and that is Mountain Goats, and this is Mountain Goats Legacy. I didn't realize it was a legacy game, but I mean, it has goats. I had a pet goat growing up. Like, I must have this game.
That's awesome.
And so for those familiar, this one specifically says it's dice rolling and is basically a longer version of Mountain Goats. I'm just reading from the description that they have here. And it's been a hot minute since I've played Mountain Goats. Suzanne, I know you've played this one quite a bit.
I love Mountain Goats.
It's good.
I'm glad this is on your list. I actually already backed this. So they All Play always does like a crowdfunding campaign. Yes. And they had a crowdfunding campaign for Mountain Goats Legacy. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I love Mountain Goats so much. I'm like, I gotta back it. So I've backed this one. I don't know when my copy's going to arrive, but I backed it. I'm super excited about it. I'm glad that you're excited. Mountain Goats is great, where you're climbing mountains up good thing. You're rolling dice and you're picking which mountain goats to move up to score points. It's simple, but so engaging. I love it.
But it's so fun, and it's goats. And I didn't realize that Sandara Tang I had seen some of their artwork before. It's super cute, and I like the way it looks. So, I mean, it has that like a fairy tale book kind of vibe. Yeah. Anyway, so Mountain Goats Legacy, I'm into it, and can't wait to try that out.
I love it. I'm in. I mean, I'm already in. All right, next slice up for me, Temple Twist. This is kind of a left field for me. It's from Cosmos. It is a cooperative dexterity game. And you get in the box, it's kind of a 3D, it's a 3D structure, kind of like a Rubik's Cube with holes in the different cells. And you are playing action cards to cooperatively navigate a cube through, like a wood cube through the structure and twisting it. So it's temple twist, right? So you're twisting and turning it. And I think about things like Shaky Manor, which is just a box with holes cut into it, and like you're shaking the box and you got to get like a specific little wood piece in a specific room. Sure. It's so ridiculous. I love those kinds of games, though. I mean, I really do. So Temple Twist, everybody needs some silly little games in their life. So this will be mine.
Everything can't be serious all the time. So I think that's
for reals.
My next slice of pie is called Roz, A Dance of Love. And this is published by Arcane Wonders. I love the colors on the front. It's like the white box, but it has like some purple and blues and mint green, and just I'm into it. It says Roz is a folk dance from the Gujarat state in India. So I had not heard of this before. So I'm like, this is cool. I'm learning things. And it is a dice drafting and tableau building type game. Also things that I enjoy. And as we've determined, the theme is dance. So I mean, I'm not going to lie. The cover got me right away. I was like, oh, this looks good. And then they started talking about things with dice, and I was into it. I don't know if you've seen this one, Suzanne?
I've only seen the box. I haven't had a chance to play it or anything like that.
Okay, so then it says points can be scored by matching the tempo of the song each round, and then they have goals you can meet. And this is actually really cool. Outfitting your dance
This sounds like it's right up your alley.
It so is. I'm into it 100%. So... Heyo. So, Roz, A Dance of Love. I mean, just based on the look of it, I knew I was into it, but the more I read about it, the more interesting it gets. So I'm excited.
Love it. Honestly, that does sound exactly like you. So,
yay.
Cool. Next slice up for me is Horloge, the Prague Astronomical Clock.
Oh, yes.
This one is from Paraloco Games, but I think that Devere is bringing it over. Yeah. And, Devere has a pretty good track record on the games that they're publishing at this slightly heavier weight. Yeah. So I'm super excited. I mean, first of all, it looks gorgeous. I will say it looks very busy. And Devere published that other game that kind of had a Miyazaki vibe to it that... Mm-hmm. The game was interesting, but like it was so busy, it was a little hard for me to parse.
Oh, was that
I'm not
Bitoku?
sure if that's the level. What
was it? Bitoku?
Yes, Bitoku. Oh. Right, it was just very busy. It was pretty.
It was a lot.
Each individual element was very pretty, but all together it was like, whoa, that was a lot. So Horloge doesn't quite look like it gets to that degree, but it's got a lot going on. It's got this like multiple dial in the middle with different icons on it and a moon piece on it, looking like it's an astronomical clock. That seems like there's gears in another section. Like there's a lot going on. It's got a slightly heavier weight rating to it, sure. But it looks cool. The theme is cool. It's Devere. I'm super excited to check it out. That's Horloge.
This has been on my list several times. It's been on my list when we did Essen. It's been
God, how did I miss
it's
that?
Okay. I just haven't played it. Like it's been but now that Devere has it, so maybe it'll have a bit easier to find. This was the whole one where I was like horloge, which is like, when you're talking about
that's
like
right. That's right.
French. And anyway, but that's good. No, I'm glad it made your list as well. I didn't realize. I don't think Devere had picked it up at the time that I was talking about it. So this is great. Mm-hmm. Well, my next slice of pie is it a cheat? I don't know. And I don't know how I feel about the publisher who's doing it, but I like this game, and that's Fury of Dracula. So I actually...
you like Fury of Dracula.
I love it.
Don't you already own it?
Well, here's the story about that.
Boy.
I couldn't get anyone to play it with me. Like, it was one of those games, because it's one of these games that are one against many kind of thing. So someone is Dracula, everybody else is trying to get away from Dracula. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's a deduction game. So I think I'm not a big fan of one against many, but I love the theme of Dracula. You know what I mean? I love a good deduction game. So this gets a pass for me. I just don't like being Dracula. I like being anyone else but Dracula. So this is a game that existed before. They're redoing it, and now the publisher is going to be Avalon Hill. I don't think it was Avalon Hill before, was it?
I think it was.
Was it really? Okay.
I'd have to look it up.
Okay,
but...
maybe it was. Okay, I apologize. I didn't think it was. But anyway, Avalon Hill is doing it. My copy is no more because I couldn't get anyone to play it with me. I was so sad about selling it because I was like, I didn't want to. And whoever got it for me got it for a steal because it was like amazingly in good condition. I'm not going to lie to you. I might have to re-pick it up and maybe convince my new game group to play it because I like it. So if you haven't played it, you like a one against many, you like some deduction, you like that whole theme of Dracula, Fury of Dracula's coming back with a vengeance, with a bite.
Oh my good gravy, Mandy. Ugh.
Yes.
You're delighting in that way too much. Next slice up for me is a sequel game to a game that came out, I think, last year, 2025, that I really, really like. 2-player only, unfortunately, Mandy, but it's tag team.
Oh, so I have
tag
it.
Team. The original.
The original one, yeah. Nicole
right.
kicked
so
my
they're
butt.
coming out with a sequel, Tag Team Arthur's Legacy.
Oh.
So this is 6 more characters to throw into your tag team battles. You've got Arthur, a dragon, Merlin, that kind of thing. And
Nice.
it's the same thing where you can mix and match, your team. So, Morgaine with Excalibur, or I'm pretty sure you can mix the characters from the previous tag team set in with Arthur's Legacy, which is always really, really fun. I like this game. I'm fairly confident I'll like the Arthurian version, and it's just like 6 more characters to add into that mix. I think that's cool. So, tag team, Arthur's Legacy.
Oh, I like that. I like the theming with that. The last time I played that, Nicole's listening, I want a rematch.
I will also say, like, the art is a real fun. Like, they kind of go with more of a cartoonish, comic booky style, which is cool. But, I like the take. Like, it's a fun, like, it's really fun and vibrant, some of the directions they went with the different characters, like Morgaine and Merlin, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. Yay! I'll have to try out the new one. All right, my next slice of pie is, the name is kind of weird, but Clandestine? Oh, it sounds secretive, but it's a pretty weighty game, actually. And this is published by Brookspun Games, who I don't know. So I don't know if you know them, Suzanne.
I don't, yeah.
So,
I don't think I've heard of them.
Okay, well, the fact that I haven't heard of that could be a good thing. I mean, it's nothing bad, nothing good. I just haven't heard of them, so we'll wait and see. But that is, what type of game is it? Oh, it uses Mancala. And there's a modular board, multi-use cards. Ooh, I love a game with multi-use cards. That is very fun. But they describe it as, for those who dare venture to the shadows of darkened alleys, one can hear the whispers and plotting as the seeds of the future's most powerful secret societies take root. I mean, if that doesn't catch you, I don't know what will. But besides all the gaming mechanics, that's the kind of theme that they're going for, and it's saying that you're playing secrets, activating a public or society leader, and then you're conducting clandestine actions on your turn. So, whatever that means. So you must be trying to find relics or things like that. I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of the mechanisms caught my attention, especially Mancala, multi-use cards, rondels. I'm here for it. So this was not one on my radar at all. Looking forward to trying Clandestine, or Clandestine, however you'd like to say it.
Love it. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Next slice of Gen Con anticipation pie, size-wise. This is a party game from Gamehead Games.
Okay.
I'm so excited for this game because I got to do a demo of it at Origins, but they didn't have any available. But literally in like 3 rounds at Origins, I instantly had to have this game. I think I even may have talked about it in a previous podcast. This is the one where you get a category of like, how tall is a leprechaun? And you each get a string with a bead on it. And you from the top of the string to the bead, you're like, that's how tall I think a leprechaun is. Right? So maybe you think, Mandy, they're really tiny. Maybe I think they're like 4 inches tall, whatever. So we're all doing that. And then we all hang them up together next to each other, and the winner is the person who landed their ball in the middle of the pack. So all the players, so if you have 5 strings there, you want to be the person in the middle. So it's relative. It doesn't matter. There's no real size of a leprechaun. It's what people think and what they kind of gauge. And, does Mandy think a leprechaun's really, really teeny tiny, so I want to go a little bigger? Or, like, another one we did was, what's the size of a beer?
Okay.
Right? But you want to be in the middle. So how do you, is it a stein? Is it what is it?
Yeah.
A 4-ouncer? That kind of thing. And so it was goofy. It had a nice production quality. It's $20 and it was a super fun party game. So I've got to get a copy of size-wise at Gen Con.
It sounds like silly fun. I like it.
It was.
All right. Well, my next slice of Gen Con anticipation game pie is Whisperwood. And Whisperwood is published by Cardboard Alchemy. It doesn't say the weight on this one, but it's a lengthier type game, but it definitely is I don't know, it seems like, it's funny because I thought it might be story-based, but I don't necessarily think it is. No, it says it's a bag building game, which I'm into, and it definitely has a fantasy vibe to it. It does say something about tech trees and things like that, so I have a feeling it's just going to be like a really big game where it allows you to kind of focus on different types of areas to specialize in for your character or for your, however, your way of playing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It does touch on things about, so each round, players are simultaneously doing what they need to do, and it's talking about magical energy and planning your incantations. Like, there's definitely a fantasy vibe going on here. So that's as much as I know about it. I'm just looking quickly at the pieces and whatnot. And there are quite a few, I wouldn't say modular, but it has like a board, and then there's like another little board, and then like each player has a board. So there's definitely a lot going on. So Whisperwood looks interesting. I'm definitely interested to see more about it, but I like where it's going theme-wise.
Yeah, I missed this one in my scan, but it looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm interested.
Cool. Thanks, Mandy.
Yeah.
Next slice up for me, Azure from Bitewing Games. I mean, it looked fine, but there's so many games, even though it's half of what it has been. 500 games is still a lot.
Still a lot.
But what caught my eye, and I'm so glad I saw this, is the designers. It's a 2-player only game designed by Trevor Benjamin and Brett J. Gilbert. They are an amazing dynamic duo especially when it comes to 2-player only games. They are phenomenal. And anything that they collaborate on, I'm going to try. I'm going to want, period. Azure is a 2-player only kind of area control game where you have placard, like boards with a grid, and you're placing tokens. You have to like get resources to place them out or some kind of thing. I'm sure there's a twist because there's modularity to it with the way the boards work. I don't care. It's a Trevor Benjamin and Brett J. Gilbert game. I want it. So that's Azure.
Okay, I saw this one. This looks good. I'm glad you put it on the list there. So, interesting. My next slice of pie is a chip theory game. And my lists are never complete, right, without a chip theory game. And Dragons of Etchenstone.
I am so excited for this.
This looks good. I think it's let me pull it up here. It's a solo game. I know. Nobody say anything. Okay, I've been playing solo a lot lately, but mostly RPGs. But this one looks, I like their solo games, and this one is specifically, okay, so we're back into that whole fantasy realm. It says deck, bag, and pool building. So I feel like this is a theme with me right now.
Yeah, you went heavy on that this time.
Apparently. But it definitely seems like, it's one of these ones where you're trying to, I don't know if it's getting through a story. It's obviously card-based. I'm looking at the images and whatnot. And your action cards to manage your journeys, fight enemies, and that sort of thing. Getting your rewards, XP, and so forth. I don't know. That's my vibe in video games, so I'm glad to see that kind of translate into a card game. So defeat or narrow your victories against enemies, taking damage, which could potentially make you downgrade your action cards and make you weaker. It's like playing a video game, right? Sort of thing. So I had not heard of this one. Usually they're pretty good about communicating this. I probably just missed the communications on this one. But yeah, chip theory game, Dragons of Etchinstone, and it is solo. So if you're into
it's
the
solo held in the hand. Like I'm super excited about this one.
Oh, okay, because I have another game like that. That's a held in the hand kind of game.
Yeah, a few. Yeah, like Palm Island and things like that. And there's also a game that I used to play. I still have it. I can actually see it from here, called Oddball Aeronauts. That it was like, it's all played in your hand, and it's actually 2-player, and the back of the card that's facing your opponent plays differently. Like it's really clever. Cool. And so Dragons of Etchingstone sound like it's in that zone. I am stoked for it. Great choice.
I'm really excited to try that. Oh, we both do. It's fabulous.
All right, next slice up for me. I mean, is it boring that I picked this? I don't know.
It's obvious to me.
Yeah, I know. The Crew, Journey to the Ends of the Earth.
But it's good.
New crew, have to have it. Love the crew. Although it is interesting that Mission Deep Sea did kind of replace the first game for me. Or is it the other way? The second one kind of replaced the first one for me.
Right. Okay,
because the second one had the more modular goals that you were trying to hit, and I really like that. Plus, I play a lot of trick taking, so it just worked for me better.
Yeah.
The Crew, Journey to the Ends of the Earth, it sounds like it takes that second game's model and it adds another layer of you have like an adventure board that you all have to work towards. So not only are you completing your missions, you have to complete them in a certain amount of time as you're trying to complete this journey to the ends of the earth. So I like that timer, a little more pressure on the play. I'm down with that because I play, my friends and I play a lot of trick-taking games, and we don't mind amping up the challenge for ourselves. So the Crew, Journey to the Ends of the Earth, I'm very excited.
No, that's a great choice. I feel like I don't play the Crew as much as I'd like to, so I'm living vicariously
so many
through
games,
you.
Yeah.
Well, my last slice of Gen Con anticipation in our game pie here today is Railway Boom. And I know Suzanne has mentioned this one before.
But I have not gotten it yet.
Yeah, and I would love to play it. Now, it is definitely on the crunchier side. The art is so good on this game. Like, so good. And it is Ian O'Toole. I'm like...
okay, yeah, duh.
It's the purples and the white and right up my alley. Love, 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 love. And I think the kind of first line they talk about in the late 19th century, during the early Meiji era, Japan opened its first railway line between Shimbashi and Yokohama. So I'm hoping there's a little history lesson in here. I'm excited about this. We shall see. Probably not, but I hope so. And it's a rail game. And I'm just looking at the images, and it is, you see the hexes, you see the little trains. So keep that in mind when you're going at that. If you're not really into that theme or vibe, that might not be for you, but it's worth a shot. So it definitely is in that kind of trains economic. There's auction and bidding, so I'm curious to see how that pans out, because that's not a favorite kind of mechanism for me, but some games like Tramways did it really well, and I really liked it, so be curious to see how they implement it here. Anyway, all that to say, Railway Boom, looking for it. I mean, just based on the cover alone, I'm into it, and the fact that it is a rail type game, I do like those games. So Railway Boom, very excited.
Excellent. Yeah, I it's just been hard to get in the States. So
really?
I think they're selling it. Yeah, like this is definitely one I'm gonna budget for to pick up at Gen Con.
Oh yeah, keep going. I'm looking it up. I'm like, wait a second, challenge accepted. All right, go ahead.
All right. My last slice of our supersized Gen Con 2026 anticipation pie. I debated on this one, but I had to. It's Grey Loon. Grey Loon. The thing that caught my eye, first of all, just like a previous listing, is the designer. The designer is William Adia. For those of you who don't know, William Adia designed a little game called Kalis.
What?
Which happens to be one of my all-time favorite games ever. I may have mentioned it once or twice.
Or 500 now.
Fair, Mandy, fair. That's what I rely on you, Mandy, to keep me honest, to keep me real, to ground me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm kidding.
So Grey Loon, William Adia, I was like, oh, what's this? Well, I dug into it a little bit more. It turns out Grey Loon is a re-implementation of Adia's other game, Spirium.
Oh, yeah.
See? And I also really like Spirium. I don't know how much traction Spirium really got in the market. I'll be honest with you, like, didn't hear a lot of my friends talking about it. I don't know why. And because I really liked Spirium.
Sure.
Here they have Grey Loon. Not a lot of information of it. It's published by Sorry We Are French. Apparently it's being brought over to the U.S. from Pandasaurus Games. Okay. The cover makes it look fantasy. You've got a rider, a knight on a horse with a dragon, a castle in the distance, and a dragon overhead. So it looks like they're adding a fantasy thing. Spirium kind of had a steampunk aesthetic to it and vibe to it. It was, I will say, Spirium didn't have the greatest aesthetic. It was very brown and yellow, and maybe not. I don't know if it stands up to the current market and what the current gamers are looking for aesthetically in their game. I don't know what they changed rules-wise, but I'm looking forward to finding out because I like Spirium. Spirium had this thing where you lay out your cards in a grid. You lay out, like, the locations in a grid, and then you put your worker between the locations. And that's how you would activate things. I love that little twist. Bringing back a William Adia game, hopefully getting it in front of more people so that hopefully more people go and check out his other games like Kalis is a good thing to me. So Grey Loon, I'm definitely excited to check that one out.
Sounds fabulous.
There you go. Woo, that was a big pie.
Yes, it was.
And yet there's always more. As always, this is a great time for you all to chime in and let us know. These are the ones that we saw, but even like Mandy, Whisperwood sounded great to me. I didn't see it on the list. I missed it. I glazed over it. So
very exciting.
I need friends to tell me what to look up. and so that's you all. So feel free to drop us an email at saltandsassgames@gmail.com. If you're a publisher listening and you're like, hey, you didn't look at my game, let us know. I mean, we may have just missed it in the list.
Absolutely.
Did you get it on the list? Did you know all the new rules about how to get it on the list? I don't know.
That's right.
But you can email us there, or you can comment in our Board Game Geek Guild 4131 on BoardGameGeek.com. And, of course, you can chat us up on the socials.
Yeah, you could be watching us right now on the YouTube, potentially watching our streams on the Twitch, and you can find us there at Salt and Sass Games. That's Salt and Sass Games. If you're looking for us on social media, you can find us on Blue Sky, and we got a little professional there, so we're there at Salt and Sass. That is Salt and Sass. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at 613Mandy. That's Mandy with an I. How about you, Suzanne?
And you can find me on Blue Sky. I am at 425 Suzanne. Gen Con. Whoa.
That's a big sigh.
Mandy, I will say this.
Yes.
You know, like, I'm old, right? And
you make it sound like I'm so young. I am not.
I'm old and jet lag, because I'm always on the West Coast, and all the conventions are 3 hours ahead of me. So I always have to deal with, 1, a full day of travel, and 2, jet lag whenever I go to a convention. I know. The first world problems. But
still exhausting.
I try to avoid red eyes too, because I found that red eye flights really hit me hard the older I get. Unfortunately, I have to red eye to Gen Con this year, so.
Okay, at least you have that option. I never have that option. But still, it's with the time difference for you, it's a lot.
So I'm going to be real peachy happy when I first see Gen Con, Mandy.
Yay.
Watch out. But folks, if you are also, like, if you're going to Gen Con, let us know. Like, you can always email us. Some of you, like, have DM'd me on Blue Sky. That's totally fine too. And, meet up and that kind of thing. Feel free to grab us. Mandy, I know that you're working with Gen Con and supporting their diversity and equity initiatives while you're there. I will be there with Restoration Games. We've got a lot going on, but you can find me at the booth a lot, probably.
Yeah.
And we'd love to talk with you about what you're seeing, how you're doing, anything that caught your eye.
You see me walking around? Yeah, because that's my experience there, is to walk around, to be observant, but also to, speak with people. So, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Because it is a pleasure and privilege to be part of your extended gaming family. And it's even better when we get to see you in person at shows.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for being part of our world in that way. Next episode, I don't know what we're going to do, Mandy, because it drops like when Gen Con starts, but I'll already be on like a plane. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll sort it out. It might just be like a
because I've actually been playing a ton of board games. Like I've had a bunch of game days recently, which is nice because I hadn't been for a while. So.
No, that's great. And mine's like, it's so dry. I need to like pick it up. It's just because I never thought I'd say this. I played through like my backlog of games and I'm like, I need some new stuff. So I gotta get on it. I gotta get on it.
Yeah, Mandy, get on it. So I guess we'll figure it out. But stick around, folks. We'll see you next episode. Until then, just take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Drink water. Stay hydrated. And play a lot of games. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Promotional consideration has been provided by game publishers in the form of review copies of games. If you'd like to support the podcast, please check us out on coffee.com/saltandsassgames. Thank you for your support. We are also part of the Goonhammer Media Network. Check out more of their content on media.goonhammer.com. Salt and Sass is produced with love by Mandy and Suzanne, and we'll be back next episode with more salt, more sass, and more games.